Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here.
I hate waiting. It makes me nervous.
And we're about to enact Jowen's plan. We have the Rod of Fire.
That was quick.
To the repository, then. Freedom awaits.
We're going to go there right now. We're not going to wait until, like, nightfall or something.
I'm so nervous things will go wrong. Lily and I will get married somewhere. Away from the circle and its rules.
Perhaps on the outskirts of Ferelden.
Or in Aurelia. Just far from here. We'll live a quiet life. Away from magic. Maybe we can buy a farm one day.
See, that's all he wants to do.
I won't do any magic or come into contact with Lyrium. I'll stay far away from anything magical. I know I'm strong enough to fight off the demons if it comes to that.
And I will pray every day to Andraste to protect us.
Well, let's just concentrate on what we're doing.
Okay. Sounds good to me. And as long as I can get through this without getting in trouble and Jowen gets free and gets to go live his life and buy his farm like he wants to, I couldn't imagine owning a farm. That's a lot of work. I'm not the farm type of person. If you couldn't tell by, watching this channel. Alright, so the repository is actually going to be the door in the basement that we couldn't do anything with. That fire is still going there. That seems dangerous. So yeah, last time, the first enchanter, we kind of clued him in on what was going to happen. Again, it doesn't really matter if you do or don't. The dialogue would be a little bit different, but the scene would still ultimately reach the same goals.
Chantry calls this entrance the Victim's Door. It is built of 277 planks, one for each original Templar. It is a reminder of all the dangers those cursed with magic pose. Initiates must learn the Circle's history if they are to work with Templars and Mages. The doors can be opened only by a Templar and a Mage entering together. The Chantry provides the password, which primes the ward, and the Mage touches it with mana to release it.
And I'm guessing you have the password.
The ward only responds to the touch of one who has been through the harrowing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I got it from a Templar who recently accompanied a Mage into the vault.
I'm just trying to avoid the so what must I do?
On many occasions. I believe he trusts me. First, the password.
Fine. So what must I do? We already just the conversation has kind of repeated itself. Like she's told us multiple times that we have to do the password first, and I'm doing the password, and I have the password.
Now it must feel the touch of mana.
Yes, we know.
Any spell will do, but hurry.
Ah, silliness. What spell was that, by the way? We'll just assume it was Arcane Bolt. A very fancy Arcane Bolt.
Do you have the rod with you? Melt the locks off.
Perhaps later. Like, what else are we going to do down here?
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
I don't know.
Lily, something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area. I should have guessed. Why would Gregor and Irving use simple keys for such a door? Because magical keys don't work. How do you keep mages away from something? Make their powers completely worthless. That's it,
Lily, you said it yourself. You've been down here before with the Templars. Why are you surprised by this door?
No, Jowen, don't give up. Look, here's another door. Perhaps there is another way in.
That door probably leads to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance?
Well, it's either that or we leave now.
We can't get into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not
But
about
then
to
he
give up.
turns into a
I can see
tranquil,
where
which
this
I
door
don't
leads,
agree with
but I
them
don't think
forcing
it'll be
that
easy.
on
It
people
looks locked,
either.
for one.
Just because they want to drive this fear narrative.
Let's
And,
hurry. We've wasted
you know,
enough time.
maybe if they didn't do all of this
Giving up. We've
fear...
come too far.
That statue is creepy. It's looking at me. Oh, that's one way to do things.
Oh, that's not good.
I like the way Jiawen said that. Oh, that's not good.
Make a breath! You asked for it.
Maybe if they weren't telling everybody to just be afraid of mages because of their magical talents and locking them up under these strict conditions and basically taking away their livelihood and making it into you have to live for the circle now, then maybe you wouldn't have mages like Jiawen trying to escape like he is and go apostate, as you will, and turn against this sort of system. But of course, when they do, then you just point to them and tell the people, hey, look at what this person's doing, look what these apostates are doing. These magic people are people to be feared, and we have to have strict controls on them. Like, if he wanted to just leave and say he's not going to practice magic anymore, why don't they just let him do that? It's his choice. Like, that's what he says he wants to do. And we can't get Cone of Cold yet. That's a really powerful spell. Another line I was looking at was the Sleep and Walking Nightmare. I'm not sure about the Death Cloud line. For now, we're just going to go with Disorient, because I do want to get the Sleep. I want to try that out. Again, just trying something different. But you could allow mages who want to just go out and live their lives, fall in love with someone, sure, and let them, like, let Jiawen and Lily do that, and let mages in general do that. And, like, you have their phylacteries. You can track them down. You could even set up a system where, okay, they have to report to the Chantry, just like, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? Sort of thing. Like a wellness check sort of thing. Either have, like, someone from the Chantry go and check on them, or they go check on them. And do that, you know, a few times a year, however often you feel is necessary, and just let them live their lives. Especially when you have Jiawen here saying, I would like to give up my magic powers, but not become tranquil and give up my emotions as well. Or be forced to become tranquil. Now, I have played this intro a few times, so I do know a few tricks about it.
Be careful!
I have made like a handful of attempts at completing this game, and I never got there. So it will be interesting, especially depending on whoever we're taking into the rest of the game. Frost weapons, we'll put that on.
I swear, when this is over.
I wonder if the frost weapons, like, I know they add ice damage to our party's weapons, but I wonder if they make it so that the weapons can add, like, the freeze or slowdownness like we get from Winter's Grasp.
I don't like this.
Away with you!
I'm not sure I'm cut out.
I need to... Ow. That's another mage. Enemy mages are really annoying. Kill the enemy mage, please. I'm almost dead myself. Kill something. Kill stuff. Drain life.
Things are not of the maker.
These things are not of the maker. You don't say. I'm kind of curious why all of this stuff is down, these spirits and sentinels, and that is down here. Like, did they intentionally set this up as like a way to guard the phylactery room? And these things, these deep stalkers. Why are these things down here? How are they down here? And what if, you know, like a Templar and a Mage are coming through, like Gregor and Irving are coming through here legitimately? Are they going to have to fight and kill these things every single time they have to come down here? Well, they probably just go through the second door, but... Still, at some point, people have to get to these areas and manage this inventory and stuff they got down here. Ah, that was a hectic battle. I really need... Cone of Cold would have been great there, because you could hit multiple things and freeze multiple things at once. And then the Super Ice spell can let you freeze, like, large groups of enemies at once, on top of doing damage to them. Oh, Ice Magic is just so good in the Dragon Age games.
We must not exhaust our supplies.
Not exhaust our supplies? Why not? Our mana will restore very quickly when we get out of battle. And that was like the Stone Fist spell that was just used on me. I've never actually used that line of spell. It's part of the primal magic. Maybe at some point in the series I'll give that a try too. Because I love that knockback. Knockback plus damage. It was pretty good. Alright, there's a door there, which is actually a side path, so we'll take it. Past gameplay me. And I think I'm starting to notice in this section that my Drain Life doesn't always seem to work. Ooh. +1 armor, some light cold and ice resistant, fire and ice resistance. We'll take that along. I'm still going to keep the amulet we've got on him because +2 willpower is good for mages. Gives us more mana to work with. While mana rapidly restores after battle, you really don't want to be running out of mana during battle. That's the worst. Oh, hi there.
Very well.
We'll fix you. Again, here's where Cone of Cold would be immensely useful. Maybe the Drain Life thing is working. Maybe it was just kind of my... It was just kind of my imagination the Drain Life wasn't working. Because watching this again and doing the post-commentary on this, I'm surprised I haven't seen parts where I would go, aha, it's not working. And then again, I wasn't paying too much attention to a couple of the earlier battles here because I was just rambling. Because it's post-commentary. I don't have the controller in my hand right now. I don't have to really do much other than just talk and ramble while the gameplay is going on, because I already did the gameplay. In some ways, I kind of like the setup of doing the post-commentary, in the sense that when I'm actually playing the game, I don't have to have a headset on and feel like I have to try and do both at the same time. And sometimes it's kind of nice to just be able to hold the controller, not have a headset. I hate wearing a headset, by the way. I don't like wearing things on my head. Like, I'm not a hat person. I'm not really like a jewelry type of person. I don't wear bracelets or necklaces, or I don't have a nose ring or anything like that. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't like hats. I think I already mentioned that. I really don't like hats. I don't own hats. Outside of, like, the hat I had when I don't even know if, I think I still have that somewhere. The only time I've really worn a hat was when I worked at Taco Bell, and you had to wear a hat there. Anywho. I don't know what I was looking for. And there maybe a way to get the potion thing, the quick potion thing up.
Wow, that old wall's about to come down any moment.
Oh, see, he figured it out on his own. Let's explore around this room. Okay, this is a slightly better staff than what we currently have. What we're going to do is we're going to take it, but we're not going to equip it. Not equipping it is kind of key. It is one of several keys to being able to keep that staff.
Greetings.
The statue's talking.
Breath, did it just say something?
I am the essence and spirit of Eleni Zenobia, once consort and advisor to Archon Valerius. Prophecy my crime, cursed to stone for foretelling the fall of my lord's house.
Archon Valerius? What is this all about?
Forever shall you stand on the threshold of my proud fortress, he said, and tell your lies to all who pass. But my lord found death at the hands of his enemies, and his once proud fortress crumbled to dust, as I foretold.
A Teventer statue. Don't listen to it.
Oh, Teventer
Teventer
statue.
lords dabbled in many forbidden arts. This is a wicked thing.
So why is it sitting here at the Circle Tower?
It must have been here for years. Look at the dust.
Still,
I feel a little sorry for
why is that? Like,
her.
Irving and Gregor should know that this is here.
Stone
I'm sure they do.
And stone I am, eternal and unfeeling. And I shall endure till the Maker returns to light their fires again.
I don't know what any of that means.
Ambiguous rubbish. It could mean anything. I can do it too. The sun grows dark, but lo, here comes the dawn.
Stop talking to it. Please, both of you.
Yeah, we have better things to... I really don't know what that whole scene with the statue is all about, or why it needs to be there, or any of that. You got me. Okay,
I think the
bookcase.
phylactery chamber is on the other side of the wall behind this bookcase.
See, Irving told me not to, like, make it obvious that
We should be able to find something that can knock some of
we
the
should be able
bricks
to,
loose.
to get through here, and we're not. We're just kind of playing...
If we work together, we
We're
can
letting
shift
them
it.
figure it
Come
out,
on.
really. What, we
Now,
can't just
need
burn the
to find a way
bookcase
to
down?
get through this wall.
Can I examine that bookcase and get, no, I can't.
I'm so
No
nervous
codex
things
entry.
will go wrong.
I wasn't trying to talk to you.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I wasn't trying to talk to you.
Well, let's just concentrate on what we're doing.
I'm trying to talk to the dog statue. You people are in my way. There we go.
Use this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the clock's ticking.
I'm not sure how Jowin knows that this dog statue amplifies the power of magic. I'm sure no one heard that.
This is the phylactery chamber.
We must find Jowin's phylactery. Quickly.
Well, let's stand here and talk about it. Like, really?
Would you destroy yours too if it were here?
Yeah, then I could go with you.
You still can. I don't think they'd be able to catch you once you're out of here. You'd know how to evade them. You're clever.
How do we suddenly know how
Let's
to
just find
evade
my
them when they have a way to track us? See, that's the part of this where I'm not really liking it, Jowan. Like, I get he's afraid of being tranquil, he wants to get out of here, but he's just kind of brushing off, like, what will happen to us. Because we can't get our phylactery destroyed right now.
Be careful.
Ah, Drain Life. It just missed, didn't it? No, it didn't. Maybe that was something else. I don't know.
Our skill has won the day.
Maybe that was Lily or Jowan that was missing with something. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's the second door. This is kind of a creepy room. You just got all these phylacteries of just all these blood vials from all these other mages. Oh, how do you even know that's his?
You found it.
Does it have his
I can't
name
believe
on
this
it?
tiny vial stands between me and freedom.
I'll just assume it has his name on it. Because how else are they going to know whose blood is whose? That sounds so weird.
And I am free.
Your blood is still on the floor. Can they not do anything with it there?
Only apprentice
really?
phylacteries are stored in the Circle Tower. This tiny room could not hold the phylacteries of every mage who has passed through the tower doors.
Okay, that does make
We're done
sense.
here and we should leave.
But I expected a lot more phylacteries than what we had. Because it's like just a couple cases there. You've got all of this space. Look at all this space, not to mention the entire rest of this place. But I guess that area was, that room specifically, was really cold. So I guess they needed to be stored in a cold area. That makes sense too. And no matter what conversation paths you take, or if you talk to Irving or not, no matter what you do, this scene will happen. They will meet us here.
Thank you.
10-second spoiler alert, they're meeting us here. Yeah, safe, they're there. Because Irving, even when we started talking to Irving, like, he knew something was up between the two already.
An initiate conspiring with a blood mage. I'm disappointed, Lily. She seems shocked, but fully in control of her own mind. Not a thrall of the blood mage, then. You are right, Irving. The initiate has betrayed us. The Chantry will not let this go unpunished. And this one. Newly a mage and already flouting the rules of the circle.
Hey, I was working under
This was my idea.
Irving's orders.
Under my orders,
Yes.
Gregor. I take full responsibility for his actions.
Enough! As Knight Commander of the Templars here assembled, I sentence this blood mage to death. And this initiate has scorned the Chantry and her vows. Take her to Aenar.
The mage's prison. No. Please, no. Not there.
No! I won't let you touch her!
Oh my. Just pull out a knife and stab your hand. Well, that was a sudden twist.
Magic. How could you? You said you never...
I admit, I dabbled. I thought it would make me a better mage.
Blood magic is evil, Jowan. It corrupts people. Changes them.
I'm going to give it up. All magic. I just want to be with you, Lily. Please come with me.
I trusted you. I was ready to sacrifice everything for you. I don't know who you are, Blood Mage. Stay away from me.
So he's kind of lost Lily.
Right. Where's Gregor?
Oh good, that blood mage just knocked everybody down. It didn't actually kill anyone. First time I saw that, I thought he just like suddenly killed everyone. I'm like, whoa, there's the power of blood magic. But Jowan told me he wasn't a blood mage, and that's where he lied to me.
Are you all right, Gregor?
As good as can be expected given the circumstances. If you had let me act sooner, this would not have happened. Now we have a blood mage on the loose and no way to track him down.
Yeah, he destroyed that.
Believe me, we will use our every resource.
Yeah, just stand here and keep yelling at us while Jiawen literally just ran off like, what, 10 seconds ago?
Look at all he's hurt.
Lowly did not know he was a blood mage, and neither did I. You know, I was believing my friend when he told me he wasn't.
I can speak for myself. Knight Commander, I was wrong. I was accomplice to a blood mage. I will accept whatever punishment you see fit. Even Aenar.
Get her out of my sight. And you were in a repository full of magics that are locked away for a reason.
Did you take anything important from the repository?
Here's where you don't want to have that new staff equipped. Because we're going to use the persuade lie. But if you have the staff equipped and he sees it, like, on your back, he's going to be like, no, you took that staff and you have to give it back. And then you just lose the staff. No other consequences happen for that. I want to keep the staff.
As I said, he was working under my orders.
Yeah, so back off, Gregor.
The phylactery chamber is forbidden to all save you and me.
I had my reasons.
I did what Irving told me to do.
Irving. You don't know how much influence the Blood Mage might have had. How are we to deal with this?
Knight Commander, if I may, I'm not only looking for mages to join the King's army, I'm also recruiting for the Grey Wardens. Irving spoke highly of this mage, and I would like him to join the Warden ranks.
What? You've promised him a new Grey Warden?
He has served the Circle well. He would make an excellent Grey Warden.
We look for dedication in our recruits. Fighting the Darkspawn requires such dedication, often at the expense of all else.
I object. You say he operated under your instructions, Irving, but I do not trust him. I must investigate this issue, and I will not release this mage to the Grey Warden.
Yeah, Gregor is the type that will hate all mages and use whatever little reason he can to just bring down full wrath on mages.
Worse things plague this world than blood mages. You know that. I take this young mage
I don't like Gregor.
And bear all responsibility for his actions.
This mage does not deserve a place in the Order.
Oh, shut up already. Don't you have a blood mage you should be chasing right now?
The Circle well. You have an opportunity few even dream of. Do not squander it.
Oh, yes, I'm absolutely going to go with Duncan.
Yes. Be proud, child. You are luckier than you know.
Because it's not like we have anything here to look forward to.
You will have ample opportunity to hone your skills, I assure you. Come. Your new life awaits.
Alright, and normally here we would, put the character to bed, but we have to show this scene because there is a cutscene that happens here before you get the opportunity to drop a real save. And so I've been through this following scene with all of the characters. It's basically the same thing. It doesn't matter too much what you say here, because we're going to have a few conversation options. There is an interesting part if you're the city elf.
We will be traveling south
explain that in a moment.
To the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan. I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Yep,
Not if I
that's
can help it, Your
that's the
Majesty.
king.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
And, I mean, you have basically these same options. I have no reason to be
Pleased to meet
snippy or
The
snarky
Grey
to this
Wardens are
king.
desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. I understand you hail from the Circle of Magi. I trust you have some spells to help us.
Now
in coming
here, if you
battle.
were the city elf, he'd be like, oh yes, because he's in Denerim, but he's like, he never gets to go to the Alien
Excellent.
Edge.
We have too few
And he's like, well,
mages
what's
here.
it like?
Another is always
And one of the
welcome.
options is you can
Allow
tell
me
him,
to be the
well,
first
we
to
killed an
welcome you
Arl's
to
son
Ostend.
who
The wardens will
was
benefit
raping
greatly with you
my
in their ranks.
friends and cousins. And then Duncan's like,
I'm sorry to
oh,
cut this
I
short,
wouldn't have
but
put
I
it
should
that
return to my
bluntly, my
Logan
liege,
waits
but
eagerly to
yeah, that
reward
is
me
what
with his strategies.
happened. And
Your
he's
uncle
King
sends
Kalen's
his
kind of
greetings
shocked
and
because
reminds you
he
that Redcliffe forces
didn't
could be
know
here in less
conditions
than
were
a
that
week.
bad in there, and he
Demon
promises
just wants in on the
to
glory. We've won
investigate
3
that
battles
after
against these
this
monsters, and
battle.
tomorrow should be no different.
And then the rest of this conversation is,
I'm not
you know,
even
what
sure
you're
this is a true
hearing
blight.
and seeing now.
There are plenty of darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
He seems rather immature for a king. Kind of taking this thing like very
What the king said is
nonchalantly,
true.
and Loghain's
They've
strategy
lost several
stuff,
battles
and
against the
I don't know
Darkspawn
about
here.
him. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, though, personality-wise.
True. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Alright, again, it doesn't matter what you say. There's tons of conversation options, but it doesn't matter what you say here.
Wait for reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Aurelia, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Terran Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual.
Okay, so
without
Aurelia
delay.
isn't just another castle city, like we kind of thought, or I kind of thought it
Every
was
recruit must go
back
through
when we
a
did the
secret
Human
ritual we call
Noble
the joining
quest.
in order to become
intro.
a Grey Warden.
Aurelia is
Ritual
apparently
brief.
just like
Some
another
preparation is required.
continent or whole other
We
region
must begin soon.
from Ferelden. What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Alright, so with that, I'll drop a save here. The 6 characters, you can vote on them. I'll leave voting open for like maybe about a week or so. And then we'll see who wins, and we'll progress from this point. So I'll see you then.